Hey my friends, I hope you are all doing very well. Today, I wanted to talk about something that I've noticed on social media and just the media in general. Have you noticed that celebrities and influencers are starting to all share the exact same face? Pouty lips, cat-like eyes, strong defined cheekbones, tiny contoured noses, and veneer smiles. From Megan Fox to Kim Kardashian to Emily Ratajkowski to Bella Hadid to now even Shania Twain, it seems like the standard of beauty has morphed into one homogenized face. This beauty ideal has been appropriately titled the Instagram face by Gia Tolentino in 2019. This Instagram face, I would say, is a beauty standard that is actually trying to live up to an absolutely impossible ideal. Not even the people who appear to embody it truly do. It's usually just an illusion on social media. And the problem is that most people know that. Most people know that it's an ideal based on plastic surgery, filters, and other modifications. But we all still strive to achieve it. Instagram face is a product of plastic surgery and social media filters. According to Ellen Atlanta, author of the book Pixel Flesh: How Toxic Beauty Culture Harms Women, this complex has created a culture of homogenous beauty where women covet and envy each other's facial and body features and strive for ideals only achievable through augmentation. This has led to the rise of injectables, cosmetic surgery, photo editing, and intensive filter use. All of these things have now become extremely normalized and also have become increasingly accessible over the past decade. And now, really quick, let me clarify. I think that all of the women who embody this beauty ideal are in fact very stunning, but I just can't help notice that they all look the same. We're in this weird space in the cultural zeitgeist right now where, in the best way, we're becoming more racially diverse in our media representation, which is absolutely amazing. But at the same time, in the worst way, we are also becoming more and more the same. It's as though the beauty standard seems to steal and appropriate traits from different races, but still, at the end of the day, it is extremely Eurocentric. That to me isn't progress. Instead, we're stuck in this weird limbo where, due to being so exposed to the same kind of face over and over again, faces that would normally be considered very beautiful are now considered flawed because they do not match up to this Instagram face. And the heart of the matter is that there has been a huge decline in natural beauty. Do you remember the actresses of the 80s and 90s? I will say, I am not fond of the lack of inclusivity back then and the lack of diverse representation, but I do think that more unique features were celebrated. From Farrah Fawcett to Eartha Kitt to Sophia Loren, or even some actresses from the 90s like Kill Bill's Lucy Liu, or Pretty Woman's Julia Roberts, or Dana Delaney from Tombstone, or even Sigourney Weaver from Alien. Each face was striking and unique. And that's what made their beauty truly special. Julia Roberts had that famous smile that magazines would buzz about. Sigourney Weaver had that striking angular face, and these women were all beautiful because they were different. And I could go on and on with examples. Like, here's another one. Back in the 80s and 90s, Vanessa Paradis was celebrated in Europe and Asia for her unique beauty and that adorable gap-toothed smile. Now she'd probably be pressured into fixing that and getting veneers. These women, once again, were beautiful because each of them were different. But fast forward to today, and it feels like we're living in a world of copy and paste faces. We've forgotten that what makes us beautiful is our uniqueness. our quirks, our natural features. So there was a recent story about the 2024 contestants of Love Island UK where several of the women competing were largely talked about in the media due to their excessive plastic surgery, making them look a lot older than they actually are. For quick reference, there was a viral TikTok video of a leading plastic surgeon guessing these women's ages and the procedures that they had done. For all of them, he guessed that they were in their 30s and even for some in their 40s. But the reality is each of these women is currently only in their mid-20s. But what's more wild to me is that yes, they all look older, but more so, they look older because they're all trying to achieve the exact same kind of face. And so I was trying to pinpoint where this all started, as we've always had very narrow beauty standards and it has always been problematic. I even made a whole video about the evolution of beauty that I will link below, but I think the rise of these new impossible standards can be traced down to the rise of the Kardashians in popular culture. The Kardashians have built an empire on the back of altering their appearances and pushing a totally unrealistic standard of beauty. From Kim Kardashian's famous break the internet photo shoots to Kylie Jenner's ever-changing face, they've broadcasted every tweak and tuck to their millions of followers, setting a standard that's not just impossible, but downright damaging. Even they, the maestros of the beauty ideal themselves, could not live up to the standards that they've set for society, as they would curate every image to perfection by editing every photo they shared to oblivion, hiring their own paparazzi, and also for the longest time, they would deny having any work done on their faces and bodies at all. If any image that was not perfectly edited snuck into the public, the Kardashians would deny that they were real. Like this image of Kim Kardashian on the beach, where she looks perfectly beautiful, but is showing a little bit of cellulite. She stated that people online edited the cellulite onto the photo in order to make her look bad. Listen, I don't know if that's true, but there have been many cases of this. Back in 2021, Khloe Kardashian did the same thing when a photo leaked of her in a bikini, which, in my opinion, once again, she looked fine and even great in. She went on a quest to try to get the photo taken completely off the internet with her legal team because she was trying to propagate some crazy standard of beauty. And then there is Kylie Jenner, who for a while was the newest symbol of this beauty standard. I would say that she is the main culprit of this beauty ideal seeping over from the millennials into Gen Z during her King Kylie era. Does anyone remember the rise of her Kylie lip kits, where she had clearly gotten a ton of filler in her lips, but was claiming that she achieved this look through overlining her lips? Back in 2015, during the height of this, there was even a viral, dangerous challenge where people tried to get her lips by inserting their mouth into a shot glass, sucking out the air to create a vacuum. This caused thousands of girls to intensely bruise their lips, and for some, it even led to nerve damage and permanent disfigurement. And that was only one thing. She also allegedly got a BBL and many other procedures to fit into the Kardashian man-made beauty standard. And so recently, on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, she tearfully confessed to dissolving half of her lip filler and struggling with confidence, and she was getting an immense amount of hate. After watching that clip, it is so easy to ridicule her, considering her significant role in propagating these impossible beauty standards, yet I can't help but feel sympathy for her. Just reflecting on the environment that she grew up in, every one of her sisters has undergone numerous cosmetic procedures in pursuit of an unattainable ideal, a standard, as we've discussed, that even they struggle to meet. And it's heartbreaking because in this relentless quest, they have stripped away their humanity, becoming more and more like mannequins than real people. And so the Kardashians are sort of a tragic tale as they have actively shaped the beauty standards that even they cannot live up to. And what's heartbreaking is that their influence is so widespread that it pressures many young people to undergo extreme measures to feel beautiful. It's like the idea of embracing your natural face and body has been completely erased on social media, or at least mainstream social media. And the sad part about this is that even women who are considered the most beautiful human beings on the planet are affected by this beauty standard. Like, take a look at Megan Fox. She now looks almost identical to a Kardashian, even though back in 2007, when Transformers was a hit, she was marveled as the new it girl. She was so insanely beautiful, and don't get me wrong, she still looks beautiful, but even with all of these body modifications, she still does not feel good enough.
I have body dysmorphia. I don't ever see myself the way other people see me. There's never a point in my life where I loved my body. Never, ever.
Take a look at this clip from the podcast Call Her Daddy, where Megan has a freak out because she forgot to put on her nose contour.
We didn't contour my nose.
This.
We didn't contour my nose.
You did.
No, we didn't.
Your nose looks tiny. No.
I can make it tiny like a little elven princess. I make it so small. Within 1 inch of its life, I contoured.
She has surgically altered her nose to fit an impossible ideal, maybe even twice, yet she still feels like it's not good enough. And so this vicious process never ends. It is a horrible, horrible cycle. And thus, young girls look in the mirror, and if their butt is not the right size or shape, or their waist is not tiny, or lips aren't full and plump, or face is an oval or whatever, or nose is too big, or whatever is on this endless Instagram face list, they end up feeling ugly, and their self-worth is completely diminished. I'm not gonna lie. There have been many times where I have been tempted to go under the knife or to get certain procedures to try to fit into this ideal. And I think maybe even a few years ago, if I had the money, I probably would have. But as I see this happening more and more in the media, I am so happy that I haven't, because I realize that no amount of surgery or filler would truly ever make me feel happy. I may be happy for a second, but then I would want to change something else to live up to a new impossible beauty ideal based on a new trend. Like I mentioned a bit earlier, I made a video on this a few years ago, and it was titled The Evolution of Beauty Standards in Western Media. And it is so clear to me that beauty ideals are just fads. What is beautiful right now may not be considered beautiful tomorrow, and we are seeing this even in all of the reverse cosmetic procedures that the Kardashians themselves are getting. Reverse BBLs, taking out their lip filler, and it is only a matter of time before they jump on something new that everyone tries to emulate before it becomes old news again. And so, this is why I truly think it is important to embrace natural beauty. Because the face and body that you're born with were probably considered extremely beautiful in a different era and time. And a world where almost everyone looks the same is an extremely boring one. Your facial features are what make you rare, and they are tied to your culture, your heritage, and your history. Even from an evolutionary standpoint, diversity is crucial for the survival and adaptation of our species. Diversity in appearance can signify health, vitality, and the ability to adapt to different environments. We all have a wide range of features due to where our ancestors came from and the habitat and climate that they survived in. And so, from the stunning faces of Zimbabwe to the beautiful features of Vietnam and the exquisite English roses of Great Britain, the unique beauty of each deserves to be celebrated. That is all for my rant today. Thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me tremendously with this crazy YouTube algorithm. And subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I also really want to know what you think about these beauty standards and if you believe we'll ever stray away from this homogenized standard of beauty. I personally fear that with the rise of filters and artificial intelligence, this may only get worse. But let me know in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Goodbye.